Good morning and welcome to another Moho Monday. My name is Erica from Me to You Paper Crafts, and today's card sketch from Sunday Sketches is SS025. And it's a very simple card sketch. We've got our card base. We've got this 2 3/4 by 4.5 piece of cardstock. This could also be designer series paper. We have a strip here that could be ribbon. It could be another piece of designer series paper, or it could be a greeting. And then we've got this circle element sticking out of the back. So that could be any number of things. As usual, when I go through the card sketches, I give you lots of ideas of different things that you can do. And so I hope I get some people joining. Oh, Carol is here. Good morning. Okay, so let's get started with this. So I've decided to bring out this Shaded Summer stamp set. This is becoming very quickly a favorite of mine. I just love the really simple floral stamps on here, and there's some really great greetings on here. There's a hello you and a thank you, which is great, and a happy birthday. And then I love this, love you friend. Yeah, and a happy birthday. So there's some really sweet greetings on here, and it comes with a set of dies, which is always fun to be able to cut things out. Okay, so I decided to go with sort of like a neutral color because I want to do some gold embossing this morning. So here's my card base. I've chosen to use what we call crumb cake. So I'm going to make a traditional card base. So I'm going to score this at 4 1/4 because this measures 8.5 by 4 1/4. No, sorry, this is 8.5 by 5.5, and then it's scored at 4 1/4. Okay, so there's my card base. Oh, we've got some other people joining. Good morning, Barbara. Good morning, Joan. Nice of you to join this morning. So I'm just going to burnish my fold here. Okay, so here's my card base. And then this is the 2 3/4 by 4.5 piece that's going to go on here. Now, what I thought I would do is, instead of cutting a circle, I'll give you some other suggestions. So we have these square doilies. Sometimes we have round doilies. So if you have any doilies, this would be a great idea. So I'm just going to use a square one. These are made out of our vellum paper, so it's just great. But you may have to poke out little bits of vellum that didn't come out yet, so I'm just going to do this and sort of make sure that all of the pieces are gone. So doilies that are made out of vellum are kind of fun because you can color them with your alcohol markers, and so you could change the color up if you wanted to. So I hope everybody is well and that you had a good weekend. We had company last night for dinner, sitting out on our deck. It was lovely. Perfect evening. And we had a family of deer come and visit us just in our neighbor's yard. A mama and her 2 young ones. Very sweet. As long as they're not in my yard, I'm happy with that. So I think I've got all the holes poked out. Okay, so let me just get rid of this. Okay. So what I thought I would do is I'm going to stamp using our Versamark ink. That's the sticky ink for embossing. And I've got my flower already mounted on a block, so I'm going to do this flower. So wherever these dark shaded spots are, that's going to all be gold. It's going to be quite interesting to see how this turns out. I think I did a card with this already, did I? Maybe not. Yes, I did. I'll show you. So I did this card and it's gold embossed. Look how pretty that is. So we're going to do that again today. So I'm going to ink that up. And make sure you use what we, oops, sorry, I just dropped it. What we call an embossing buddy. It's this little pad filled with a powder, because you want to rub this on top of your cardstock just to remove any oily bits from your fingers or any static, so that the powder, when you put on the embossing powder, it only sticks to the Versamark bits and not to anything else. So let's stamp this on here and give it a good press. There we go. And then I'm going to take it to my powder. I like to keep my powders in these I think they're called Sistema bins, because then I can just have it all fall back into the bin. I'm just going to flick that. And you should always have a little paintbrush handy so that you can remove any additional bits. Okay, now some of you already know that my craft room is in disarray because of these renovations that we've been doing. So I have to walk over to my kitchen table to do my embossing, so I'll be right back, okay? Okay, so there we have our gold embossing. Now, when I was playing around with the dies, you can create these gorgeous leaves. So you cut out the basic leaf. See that? You cut out the basic leaf, and then you can cut out this top piece and then glue them together. And it makes a very, very interesting leaf. And then you can also die cut some of these smaller leaves. See that? So I thought maybe I'd incorporate those in here somehow. Okay, so let's bring back, I should put my card sketch over here. I'm looking and seeing, I need my other light on, I think. It's looking a bit dark for you guys. There we go. Okay. All right, so I've got this, and I'm going to be doing this, and then I'm going to be taking a doily. Now, rather than waste a whole doily, I could cut it in half. So I could either put it parallel to the white, or I could put it on an angle. I kind of like the angle a little better. So I am going to cut this in half. Let me just grab my scissors. Let's just cut this right in half. There we go. So then I could, now because I'm going to put it on the back of this. Oh, and also watch your die cut, okay? There is a right and a wrong side, and I just saw another little pokey thing to come out. There we go. Okay, so one side is much more smooth than the other side. So that's how you know. Yeah, so I'm just gonna use Scotch tape for this, just easy. Where is my Scotch tape? Here we go. Scotch tape has become an essential craft supply for me. You could run your tape, your adhesive tape runner on the back of the card and then stick it on, because you're going to stick this down anyway. Yes, we're going to do that. So we can go ahead and stick that down. I think we're good. So let me pull out my tape runner. Oh, and let me cover up my embossing powder before that gets spilled or knocked over. So let's glue this on here. Now, I'm not sure that this has to be stuck down. I think it's okay to be, kind of creates a bit of a shadowing effect under there if you don't glue it down. It's kind of cool. Okay, now if you wanted to, you could color in some of these, and you could use your blends, or you could use your inks with your watercolor, your aqua painter, and color in your leaves if you wanted to. Now I'm just wondering if I wasn't sure about these, and now I've glued this down, which was silly. So I don't think, let's see. Oh, I might be able to pop one in over here. Oh, that kind of looks cool. That just fills in a bit more space there. What do you think of that? Okay, now I have a greeting. I decided to do Above and Beyond, You Go There a Lot. This will be a good thank you card. So I've got some scrap paper here, and I think I might use this dark green. This is one of our new in colors called Evening Evergreen. It's a beautiful green. Now what you want to watch for when you are inking up, and it usually happens with these red rubber stamps, I keep Q-tips on hand, and you want to make sure that there's no ink along the edges here, because if you accidentally tilt the stamp ever so slightly on your paper, you're going to get a shadow mark. Okay, so I just like to clean that up a little bit. Oh dear, that didn't ink up. I'll have to do that again. So you just want to, especially with your greetings, you just want to tap, tap, tap onto your ink pad, and don't press down. Let's try that again. There, that's better. That's way better. So I'm going to bring out my trimmer, my little mini trimmer here, and give it a chop. Now I'm not sure of the length here. Let's bring the card back in. I think I'm going to chop that more. I kind of want to see that. I wonder if I should do no, I think one leaf is enough up there. Let's give this a chop. Chop. Yes, I might do that. And I will put this up on dimensionals. And what I could do is maybe put some of these leaves sticking out from behind, or I could do this other leaf maybe. Just to balance that off a little bit. Yeah, I kind of like that. So let's get out some dimensionals. I'm just using up with my dimensionals, I use up every little piece. I don't like to waste it. I will do one in the middle too. Like that. Okay, now before I stick this down, let's have another look. I might put it like right there. So I need to glue down my leaves. So I'll bring out my Tombow glue and just put a little bit of glue. Try not to get glue on my fingers. I might just stick that down in the corner. Make sure it's not sticking off the edge of the card. And then I think I'll put this on here like this. Okay. And yeah, I do like this leaf. I'm going to put a dimensional on this bigger leaf here and have this pop up a little bit. And then I'll put glue on the rest of it. And have this just pop up. And put a bit of glue on these two leaves. And then I'll just stick this up in this corner here. I wanted to tuck it under and overlap it a little bit. There we go. Okay. It's a very, very simple card. Yeah, I think I'll bring in some rhinestone. I want to pull in a bit of green on this white bit here. Yeah, so I'm going to do that. And then we're going to do the inside of the card. So I did cut a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 is your layer for the inside. I mean, it can be different sizes as well. Now there's another stamp on this to this set. So this is the large one here that we used on the front of the card, and then there's this beautiful flourish that you can use on the inside, and then you get this extra little branch that you could fill in spots here and there. So let's just use this, and let's get a block for that. Whoops, I'm sticking it to the wrong side. What a goof. Okay. Now, we could gold emboss this as well. which would be really pretty, I think, on the inside of the card. I think I'm going to do that. So let's again bring in the embossing buddy. And I'm just going to rub that bottom left-hand corner. Okay, and then let's put some Versamark on here. You ladies have been doing some beautiful cards. Thank you so much for posting. It's so fun to see other people's creations and what you're doing. Okay, so let's stamp this. I'm going to stamp it. Oh, maybe I'll stamp it straight on. Don't know where to stamp it. I think I'll stamp it. Just overlap that a little bit like that. Give it a good press when you're using your embossing or Versamark. You want to give it a good press. Okay, and then I'll put on my powder. With the Christmas season coming, we'll be soon making lots of cards for that. And that's when I don't know, a lot of people use gold embossing powder a lot for Christmas. I do too. I love it. I'm sure I've told you the story. This is how I got hooked on rubber stamping, was the gold embossing. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. Oh, I just love gold embossing on white. It's just so elegant. Okay, so Above and Beyond, you go there a lot. I think I will put in a thank you here. Now, when you're doing greetings on the inside of your card, sorry, let me just close up my embossing powder. I'm a bit paranoid of knocking it over. When you're putting your greetings on the inside of your card, there is no rule to say you have to put it, you know, here in the middle of the card. Often I will think about putting it elsewhere on the card just to add some visual interest, okay? I'm going to make this thank you part of this design. Now, what would have been smart for me is to put this over on the right side, and then this thank you would have tucked in beautifully right in here. See how it wraps around between this flower and this branch? So you want to think about what you're going to do. So I might even put it right here. I mean, there's lots of room to write your own personal greeting. So you want to think about that when you're putting in your greetings. It does not have to be in the middle. It acts as a bit of a surprise when the recipient opens the card. Now again, I'm going to use that same Evening Evergreen ink. And again, with your rubber stamps particularly, after you've inked it up, just flip it over and just check those edges. See, there's a little bit right here. Even though I just tapped my ink very gently on the ink pad, you may get some edging. Okay? So I'm just going to tuck this right up here. Sorry if my head gets in the camera. There you go. I could have come down a little bit lower, but that's okay. Your embossing powder, you mean it's the embossing powders that have glitter in them? Like we had a couple of embossing powders come out in one of our holiday catalogs. I think there was a black with silver glitter in it, and then wasn't there a white with silver glitter in it? And they don't emboss as well. I will agree with you. I mean, they would be okay maybe on a solid image, like say you were doing a Christmas bell, a more solid image, they might look okay. But yeah, I'm not keen on embossing powder mixed with glitter myself. Okay, so now I can glue this to the inside of my card. Although I do have some memories about before I joined Stampin' Up! Or even purchased Stampin' Up! Products. I remember having this glitter. It was red with gold in it. It was red embossing powder with gold glitter, and it worked really well. Okay, let's put this on the inside. And again, when you're doing the inside of your card, this piece does not have to be, you know, as large. This is 4 by 5 1/4. You could make it smaller to show more of your card base color. Now I did put an extra tape at the bottom here because embossing does sort of warp the cardstock just a tiny bit, so you want to have it well glued down. So there's the inside of your card, and I'm going to do the envelope, but I'm not going to do the envelope in gold. I think I'll just do the envelope in I might just do some of these sprigs on the envelope in green. How about that? So let's get some of these sprigs out. I know I put it on a block for a reason. Let's do one on the right side too. Yes, plain glitter is not embossing worthy, or not worthy. It just, you can't emboss plain glitter. To use plain glitter, you have to use a glue. So like you could, so again, it has to be kind of a solid image. So you take this Tombow glue and you would spread it over, let it dry because this becomes tacky. Then you put the glitter on and you sort of just put another piece of paper on top and press it in. You can't emboss glitter. Not unless it's an actual glitter embossing powder. Yeah. We used to have this glitter called Dazzling Diamonds. I still have a jar, and we have requested Stampin' Up! To bring it back. It was magnificent. It's so sparkly. Oh, it was so beautiful for creating snow scenes. And they used to carry, it's a glue stick pen, not a glue stick, you know, those chunky glue sticks. That white chunky glue stick, but I have one here, I'll show you. Do I have one here? Thought I had one here. No. I don't have it here. It's packed away with all my other stuff. It's a glue stick. It's a liquid glue. It was kind of like a blue in color. Let me just see. Oh, here we go. It's this stuff. Zig glue. So this one is a fine point, so you could write with it with the glue, and then you could put embossing powder on top of it or glitter. But they also had some with like a chisel tip, and so you would spread that on, and then you would put your glitter on top of it, and then just let it dry. Just, you know, let it set and dry. So yeah, you have to use glue with glitter. And this is not good enough. This doesn't stick. These little glue sticks, they're not strong enough for glitter. Yeah, so there you go. Okay, so there we have our envelope, and there we have our card. Oh, I was going to put some raw. Yeah, you know me. I can't do anything without. Now, we have these in color, these are the 2021 to 23 in color jewels. So these are, so here are ink pads, our 5 brand new colors that came out with our annual catalog. So we've got this fresh freesia, pale papaya, polished pink, and then we had evening evergreen, which I used on this card, and then this gorgeous soft succulent. So then we had a set of ribbons that went with this. Here they are. These are my ribbons in all the same colors, and then they came out with the rhinestones, and then they have cardstock too. So when they bring out the new in colors, every year there's a set of 5 in colors that come out, and then they give you all these coordinated products, including designer series paper, so that you have fully coordinated projects. Yeah. Okay, so let's take some of these rhinestones. I'm going to use these dark green ones. And I'm going to grab my take your pick tool, my putty end, and then I love this putty end. I didn't use it in the beginning because I thought I could pick it up, like put it on and pick it up. It doesn't work that way. You have to push it, see? And then it picks up. So just push it. So now I know how to use it. I love it. Push it. Finally, I have something I can push around. Ha ha ha. Okay, see, doesn't that just add a little something extra? Yeah, I'm very happy with the way that turned out. So there you go. There's your card sketch for today. So go and make one and post it, and I'll come back and have a look at what you've done. Now, keep in mind that I often take these card sketches and then I do a little bit of editing to get out any of the setup at the beginning and a bit of chatter. And then I post it to my YouTube channel. So you can find all of my Facebook Lives on the YouTube channel. Okay, so if you want another place to go and look for it instead of trying to find it in your feed, then it's there. Okay. So thanks so much for joining. Yeah, thanks, Carol. Thanks, Barbara. Thanks for watching, Joan. Hope you enjoyed it. And I will be back again on Thursday night for another Case the Caddy. So keep in mind that if there is a card or project in the annual catalog that you'd like me to do, as long as I have that stamp set, I'm happy to do it. Okay, so if you see a project in the annual catalog and you're not quite sure how it works or you're not quite sure of the measurements, then I will do it for you, just as long as I have the stuff. Okay, so thanks, ladies. Go and enjoy your day. It's a gorgeous day out there. Bye for now. See you Thursday night, hopefully.